on the case's offense, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders,
but two.
Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
Ah, true. That means there are two culprits.
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Ah. Right.
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies.
Very strange.
By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
But in reality,
the mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan.
Or her.
And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
Ah.
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
And so, I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The main there's a main character design. Sure how much she knows to find him at the beginning, so it's not her. Why she still not look at the series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. It was amazing, although, when you think about it, it's almost too amazing. And that's on YouTube.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling the Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
Truth killer manipulated him to carry on his actions, and in the end murdered him. The way you see it unfold, when you consider all that, there's really only one person seems to fit. So I'm right about this. She's a person. Here's my answer.
It was Celeste.
Are you sure?
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Oh, wasn't she attacked?
I really do hate this kind of joke.
Oh, but he's serious.
A joke? I wonder.
Byaku's suspicious.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that brain-fat, lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
It's Tiffany Grant. I don't know if her accent. Oh, it's not. I dropped your accent there.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Take that! Suspicious individual.
I got it!
Got it!
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Rude.
Sorry.
Fine,
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
But they never saw him.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Flashback. Saw a shadow, something moving around the top of the stairs. A shadow.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen.
But then there was an inconsistency.
Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling
scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
And strange. The strange costume man. He ran out as soon as I screamed. But inconsistency of blocking the stairs, so he headed further into the hallway and disappeared. Very suspicious. Hallway.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
AKA Hifumi. What was that? Came from downstairs, must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. Come on, we have to go back. Very suspicious.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
Wow, that's elaborate.
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Even more suspicious. Why don't we split into two groups? Head to the hunt. Here's a hunting party. This seems much more interesting. Makoto Hina, you come with me in the nurse's office. I'll leave the capture the speaking nurse to Toko, Byakuya, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
She remained silent.
And on top of that piercing cry of yours early on.
Flashback. Was a bit throw off.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
Oh.
It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
She said something else strange. I was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste,
Jump the gun.
you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
Ah.
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
That's what set off the announcement.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah? I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
A distraction.
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
In other words, a diversion.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
Celeste. Yeah.
I have no idea what you mean.
Okay then.
Don't
Feign
bother
ignorance.
trying to deny it. Made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
Her comment.
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
Of course. I must really be enjoying the silence standing around. Finding it confusing. We're all going to die here. That. I'm going to die just like those guys did. The last one.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
It means, in layman terms,
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Can you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
she remains silent again. Doesn't make sense. The room, so let's find out. Absorb break. 3. Absorb.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying The sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Got a mind with the strange what he said about.
All I said was,
So strange.
they must really be enjoying this.
Awkward.
Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here.
And four?
We are going to die, just like those guys died.
Don't miss.
And that is all I said.
Now it's over again.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it?
One more time.
What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Don't missed it. Now it's over one more time.